We got Tyler the Creator, Igor. This album came out in 2019. It won a Grammy and it went double platinum. I've heard the song Earthquake. Other than that, I haven't heard a single song on this album. I'm personally excited to listen to this because I know how big this album was and how well it did. I'm really curious to see where the production goes. I just know it's creative. It's wild to see an artist debut and then years later see how far they've came. Last time I saw Tyler the Creator was when Yonkers released, and I remember watching that music video and I was a little weirded out, if I'm being honest. He had the blacked out eyes and the upside down cross, which I don't usually mess with anything like that. I, to be honest, thought he was going to be one of those artists that stayed relevant for a couple years and then fell off the map completely. Was I wrong? The only thing I know about it is that he produced every one of the beats on this album, and that excites me. I always love when an artist produces their own beats because it gives a layer of creativity and originality that you can't get. I feel like when somebody else is making your beats. I can't wait to finally get to listen to this thing. Without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start with track one, Igor's Theme. He's doing this thing right now. It starts off with that. It's almost like abrasive, like staticky, overpowering sound, and it just transformed. It sounded like into the bass line. And then they add maybe some synths and some vocals. It's a very interesting mishmash of sounds that he's incorporating into this intro here. Definitely gives you a vibe though. Just kind of a slow, smooth, funky vibe that you can bob your head to. And then they just hit you with a beat change. It's the same beat, but they just add a lot more sounds in there. The production sounds good. So this is Igor's theme, and I'm assuming that just kind of gives us a little taste of what we're gonna hear throughout the album. It's kind of funky. It's got a lot of unique sounds in it. The way that he adds and removes stuff into his beats. I'm kind of curious to see the direction that this goes in. So we got track two, Earthquake. Are these Tyler's vocals on this song? Does anybody know? I want to say they are, but I cannot really tell. Hmm. Not gonna hold you. It's kind of hard to understand what he's saying. I gotta pull up the lyrics, bro. Who is this? We ain't got Baldy Road. I don't give a fuck about no. It's hard to understand this motherfucker. The audio of that verse sounds appealing, but that verse is trash, my guy. That verse is trash. I'm sorry. You can tell why this song's a banger. The beat is bopping. We need to talk about that verse. Who the fuck is that? Playboy Cardi was the feature on there. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, Cardi. That verse. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Couldn't understand what the fuck you were saying though, at all. I had to pull up the lyrics on you. Yeah, that's ball that shit up. That's trash. Trash. And I'm sorry. Like, don't get offended at me, bro. Like, right, it's right there. Right here. Look at it. Look what it says. Read that. The voice was hard to hear, for one. The verse has no substance at all. And it was just bad. It was just bad. Bad. It's just a deceiving song. The song doesn't sound like you would think that the lyrics are talking about, but it blends perfectly together. It's a great song. Just don't like that verse. That verse is a throwaway. That's a throwaway. It's also interesting because it's not a long song. Like, there's not a lot of substance in here. It's kind of the same hook repeated 2 or 3 times in the song, and then you got the throwaway verse in here. But the way that it's all produced and the way it's all mixed together just sounds good. It sounds really, really good. I would listen to it again, that's for sure. We got track 3, I think. I feel like that staticky sound is a little too high. Just a little too high. I've never been a fan of that though. His production on this song was fantastic. There's a message in there, there's depth in there. All around really, really, really good song. I love that beat. Every beat that I've heard so far has a bridge. Instead of just chorus, verse, you're getting your verse and then you get this bridge that takes you into a new direction and then smooth transition to the outro. Yeah, I love the way the beat comes in. It's really drum heavy. It's already got like a little head bop to it. And the way the flow that he came in with was just perfect. It's just riding the beat. It's interesting too because the vocals, the singing isn't the best singing I've ever heard, but it sounds good. It flows with the song. And I love the way that he brought the piano back in for track 3. I think that's a piano in all 3 songs so far. The way that everything is just glued together, the production, the vocals, the lyrics of the song, all the synth sounds, the deep bass that he brought in. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really good song. At track 4, exactly what you run from, you end up chasing. It's only 15 seconds long.
Exactly what you run from, you end up chasing.
I'm assuming this is setting up Running Out of Time, which is track 5. Just the way that this song intros, I can already tell it's going to be fire. Loved the vocals, and I can already tell that the beat is going to be crazy. Well, joke's on me, there is no beat. I found peace in drowning, running out of time, running out of time. Whoa. You need to chill, okay. We're running from the targets in the back in the day. I would no bullshit listen to this entire album, just the instrumentals by themselves, just to hear every single detail inside of them. They are really, really good. They are really, really good. The way that that beat dropped in that second verse caught me off guard. The production really brings it all together. We got track 6, New Magic Wand.
Sometimes you gotta
pop out and show niggas. Certified Boogeyman, I'm the one who upped the score with him. Sorry, it's that Kendrick. Don't act like you weren't thinking that too.
Sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.
Whoa. Is this Tyler still? Like, I can't tell. I was not expecting that at all. I'm liking the lyrics so far. The singing though, it sounds offbeat to me. I'm not liking the singing at the moment. I've liked the singing so far on every other song. I'm not feeling this. Gives me a Kanye West feel. Whoa, this sounds like dubstep. Take one look in the mirror, implications so clear. I live life with no fear, except if you can't understand, I'm a hawk in the gym. Eyes on the prize, Whew. I feel conflicted because there's things that I like about this song, and there's also things that I don't like about this song. Overall, when I'm looking at the entire thing, I think it's a good song. I think it's very creative. I like the production, the way that he brought the beat in. I like the parts of the verses, but there's other parts of the verses that I didn't like. For example, at the end, I feel like the verse was getting a little like drowned out. The way he had the effect on his vocals, along with the beat in the background, it just seemed like the beat was overpowering his vocals, and it's a little hard to make out what he was saying. The singing, I wasn't a fan of when they first started singing "Please Don't Leave Me Alone," but when that part transitioned into the other section of that chorus, I was actually enjoying that. That switch up at the end though, when it sounds like dubstep, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful transition into that new magic wand. That beat alone is something else. It's impressive what he's doing. Track 7, Boy is Gun. They didn't let this thing breathe at all.
You so motherfucking dangerous. You so motherfucking dangerous. You hide your face from me. Make your fucking mind up. I am sick of waiting patiently.
I love the background vocals and the piano. This is the first song I think I've actually heard him like rap.
Wanna go home cool, you better call you a cab. I ain't taking you home. Fuck up.
Takes you on a journey on this song with the lyrics. The beat just has a soulful feel to it with the vocals. The production was on point. Yeah, that song gives you a lot. It gives you him rapping, gives you great production, great vocals, gives you story, it gives you theme. I mean, it gives you a lot. It's not a song that has a lot of replay value for me, but it's a song that fits the album, I think. We got track 8, Puppet.
What do you need? Do you need bread? Do you need this? Do you need to be alone? I'm your puppet. You control me.
Another Kanye reference, but this sounds Kanye-esque right here. Is that Kanye? Whew. That song is pretty deep. I wonder if this is just music that he made or if this is how he actually felt. Because if so, that's a crazy feeling. I think the way that the chorus comes in and the melodies he has in his voice over it sound really good. This is taking you on a wild ride here. Right, track 9. What's good?
Turn my lights on. How the fuck you quiet with the mic on?
Man, I like the drums. I like the drums a lot. This beat sounds old school, but funky as fuck. The bass, he's got another bass heavy. It sounds like they're gonna break your goddamn speakers.
Red nose, all you niggas clown. Niggas turning it up, wishing I'm tearing it down. Running to the rims fall. Had them niggas and the cops looking jigsaw. I done fucked around and turned into the big dog.
It's like taking you on a roller coaster ride. It's got that aggressive style beat when it goes into the verse, and when it comes out of the verse, it just gets into this like relaxing, laid back, retro vibe. Interesting.
Talking records, I never heard
That wasn't my endpoint like V-neck. I ain't have nobody to cheat on like new outlet.
It had audio clips at the end of every song, and I don't know what they all say at this point. The production was really, really good. It was really interesting, man. The writing behind that song too, it's giving you story again. It's giving you story and theme. Such a creative, unique, one of one beat. Once again, it's not a song that I'm going to listen to over and over again, but it just fits the album. All right, we got track 10, Gone Gone, Thank You.
I know my temperature was set to finally flew south. My love's gone.
Started building the bridge and turned it into a fence. Then my building got torn down all because of you found peace. So peace.
I will say in that verse right there, so far in the album, we've got a couple songs where Tyler is rapping, but it's it's Tyler rap. But I did like the end of that verse. I feel like that was probably his best rap writing so far in the album. Okay, so this must be Thank You. This sounds really nice. Trying to figure out where this is going. Yeah. Follow suit with a couple other songs in the album where it's like not a song that I'm going to listen to all the time, but it just fits the album. It's giving you basically closure. It's finally over his partner. The beginning of that song sounded it sounded like almost mainstream to me. It sounded very bubbly, very poppy. We got track 11, I Don't Love You Anymore.
You do you, I'll do me. I'll just choke up yourself. I ain't tryna. I don't love you anymore.
It's been a lot of singing in this album, and I'm just curious to know if it's his singing. That's kind of piggybacking off the last track. It's basically just closure. And if you go back and you look at the lyrics, there are not a lot of lyrics in this song. It's not a very long song. A lot of the production does the heavy lifting. The vocals, the bass, the production, it's just there. It's just good. It's just song is good. It's almost like a sigh of relief. This is kind of what this song feels like. It's like, I don't love you anymore. I'm finally over it. I can move on with my life. That's kind of what this track feels like to me. We are at the conclusion of this album. We have the last track, Are We Still Friends? Track number 12. I don't know why, but as soon as that beat came on, it reminded me of like the prom in movies, the slow dancing song in the gym. I don't know why I thought of that.
Are we still friends? Things that you don't know how you fall. Your power and drink.
What an album. Yeah, the end of this song is basically just saving face. It's just ending it off on a high note. It's a good little outro for the album. 12 songs. This is actually a pretty short album too. I think it's like 39 minutes. What's interesting to me is that there's not an emphasis on Tyler's rapping. When I heard Tyler the Creator for the first time, I known him as a rapper, which he's never had the best lyrics in my opinion. But this album isn't emphasis on his rapping at all. It's emphasis on the production. The production is the theme of the album. It's giving you, and I've said this multiple times, but it gives you the deep bass, it gives you the synths, it gives you the vocals, the singing, it gives you the piano, it gives you just the entire vibe of that throughout the entire album, and it sounds so good. The production, top notch. I was blown away by the production. I did not know Tyler the Creator was that good of a producer. I said this earlier as well, but I would listen to this entire album, just the instrumentals, just to hear them. That's just how good the production was and how good these beats are. What's also impressive is through these unique beats, he keeps the same theme of this love story and heartbreak throughout the entire album, and they're almost like disguised into the beats. you really just have to listen and read the lyrics, listen to the words, read the lyrics, and then you figure out the story of what's going on. But if you would just throw this on in the background, you would not know that what this is about if you're just listening to the beat. I feel like most music listeners do. I think there's a lot of casual listeners out there. He mixed these together perfectly. I would say that Earthquake and New Magic Wand are my favorite songs on this album. I know what I said about New Magic Wand earlier. I just said that there's things that I like and things that I don't like. But the things that I don't like don't overpower the things that I do like. That song is fantastic. That beat is insane. This one's going to go high on my list. I like this album a lot. I really did. I was really impressed. What was your favorite songs on this album, and what did you think about this album overall? Is this his best album in your opinion? If not, what is his best album? I definitely want to listen to more Tyler the Creator in the future. If you like this video, please let me know. If you don't like this video, please let me know. Any feedback is appreciated. I'm going to put a post on my channel of what the next album I should review is. So if you can go in there and take your pick, I'm going to have a selection of a couple. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.